In our travel videos, we often include places where we had exceptional food and drinks. In this Halloween edition, we will share some of the anecdotes and tales that go way beyond the beer, liquor, and spirit. Welcome to our Halloween edition. Ursula is the navigator. My name is Dieter and I'm the wheelman. This is not a review of beer or drinks, but all about the places and people. So let's start in Newfoundland, where we picked up a travel brochure in a store. It was from Bumblebee Bite Inn and Brewery in Pillis Island. We were nowhere near that place yet, but kept the card as a cue on our way east. A few days later, as we got close to the place, we came to a campground. We parked the trailer at the Crescent Lake RV Park and went to Bumblebee Bite Inn. We found out that the mussels were exceptional, so were the other meals. The brewery was our destination, and we found great food and the amazing Crescent Lake RV Park. A few weeks later on our way home, we returned to the campground. It is all documented in our video. We found our authentic Newfoundland, and that is not an overstatement. The other place we visited was the Dildo Brewing Company, and it is a great place to eat and meet friends. We were a party of 3, and this was the right place to share our stories and enjoy a good meal. Ontario has well over 350 microbreweries. Once you pass North Bay or Sudbury, the microbreweries are like little oases in northern Ontario. One of them is Whiskeyjack Beer Company in Haileybury. The first time we were there, we had a table on the patio. A singer-songwriter performed on the patio. One of the songs was the COVID song, a very hot topic at that time. Another brewery we found at the Milton Farmers Market. It is the Third Moon Brewery in Milton. Their beer labels are perfect for our Halloween edition, and the beer is perfect for any time of the year. Our last adventure was in New Brunswick. We stayed at the Fundy National Park, which is in walking distance of Alma, a fishing town at the Bay of Fundy. We were there for the fleet launch that opens the local lobster season. The Holy Whale Brewing is right there, only a few steps away from the harbor. It is all in one place, the Holy Whale Brewing and the Buddha Bear Coffee Roaster. And so we found the perfect drink combo. Ursula likes the espresso martini. I like my beer. Did I say it is in walking distance to the campground? But there are over 100 steps that have to be conquered on the way home. Anyway, we noticed the Devils Half Acre trail sign on the wall. The trail is no longer maintained, but the story lives on. Many years ago, a settler from Yorkshire decided to explore the coastline before choosing a home site. He slept on the cold, stony beach and scrambled painfully to the top of the cliff the next morning. But before he had a chance to explore, a terrible scream echoed from the bowels of the earth, and Yorkie found himself facing the devil. Unflinching, the settler stared in the terrible apparition.
"Art not thou afraid of me?"
demanded the devil. Yorkie answered, "Nay." Goaded, the devil challenged Yorkie.
"If I canst make thou afraid, wilt thee leave?"
"Aye," answered Yorkie. "But if thou fails, this coast is mine." The devil did everything in his power to frighten the Yorkshiremen. He conjured a monstrous imp, but Yorkie poured holy water on the demon, and it disappeared with a hiss of steam. To trap the devil, Yorkie sprinkled holy water on the half-acre of land. When the devil realized he'd been tricked, he destroyed the land in his fury. He ripped huge trees from the ground and tore yawning pits and crevices in the rocky soil. Then with a roar, the devil tunneled beneath the holy water, emerging near Dixon Falls at a location now called Hell's Kitchen. The devil's damage can still be seen here. So, tread carefully. You never know who you might meet. Whoa, too many ghosts and gremlins here. We better leave this place alone and head west to British Columbia. When we revisited the bad Tatoo brewery in Penticton, they closed their shop since then. They had good food, great beer, and awesome labels on their beer cans. Now that we are in Penticton, let's visit Maple Leaf Spirits. Several years ago, we found the distillery and tasted the maple liqueur. Whoa, what a nice companion with the afternoon coffee. We brought a bottle of maple liqueur home. It is a reminder of the great adventures we had out west. And of course, when we are in Penticton, we always bring a few bottles of wine home. It is the famous Okanagan Valley after all. No better place than the old country to enjoy the power of herbs and spices. The Kräuterschalepour is an herbal spirit to alleviate heartburn and digestive problems. We went to Oberart to visit the oldest distillery in Switzerland. This herbal spirit is distilled according to an old family recipe with many herbs and berries. The distillery is without a doubt filled with tradition and history. We learned that our Steingut bottle is no longer produced. Neither is this beautiful bottle. We were lucky enough to pick one up. We found a new creme for our afternoon coffee, the creme brulee. Delicate creme liqueur with an intense taste of caramel and fresh cream. The last story is not about the bottle or the content, but one of the oldest guest houses in Switzerland. The Appenzeller Alpenbitter, a herb liqueur with 42 different herbs and spices, has a picture right there. The label features the guest house Asher, a place with a long history. This is one of my bucket list places, and every time I have an Appenzeller for pure medical purposes, of course, I'm looking forward to the trip. Until that time, thank you for watching, and we'll see you out there.